Hey everyone, what's up? In this video, we're going to talk about 5 tips about using Microsoft Teams that will hopefully make your life a lot easier. So, what we're going to do in this video is just very casually kind of introduce you to some of these different Microsoft Teams tips. Things that I see in the day-to-day work life that a lot of our customers struggle with. So what I want to do is help you understand the benefits of them, how to use them, and how to become a rock star in Microsoft Teams. All right, so first up is conversations. You probably all are a member of at least one Microsoft team in your organization, or you could be a part of many of them like you see here. The biggest thing about conversations is it's bringing your information to the whole team, not just one-on-one in chat. It's not going to be hidden to where only a few people can find it. I can't tell you enough how many times a new employee has been onboarded at one of our clients, and they've really been able to get up to speed quickly because they can just scroll through these conversations in the Microsoft Team channel. And that's where they can really say, okay, well, I really like charity golf event. I want to see what kind of course ideas they've been going through or what's really been going on for the whole sponsors. They can get up to speed with your department much faster, and they can even interact with the conversation if it's something that they don't understand. So they can come back at any point. They can reply to a message. The people who posted that or the people who are part of that are going to get notified, and it's going to be really beneficial. The thing about conversations that maybe steers people away or gets them a little confused is that they don't really know how to do it. And they start typing, hello, and when they hit enter, it automatically sends. What they really wanted to do was start a new line. One of the things that you need to be aware of with conversations is once you click on the conversation to start a new one, or even a reply, you actually get a little format button. The format button is really my best friend. I don't make a single Teams conversation post without it. So once you're into the formatting, you're actually going to see that you get some word-like tools so that way you can make your message look how you want. Now you're going to get different options when you're on a reply message than when you're starting a new one. So let's jump over and look at the new conversation one so you can see all of the features. So first up, we get add a subject. You can also bold things, italicize them. You can say that you want to make an announcement if you choose so. Everyone can reply, or only you and moderators can reply. You also have the ability to post this in multiple channels. So if you want to select more than one channel, maybe you want everybody in the team to be kind of brought up to speed on this, we can select all of the channels in our team or even other teams. So that really makes your cross channels or cross team communications extremely more efficient. But my favorite part is that once you start typing in here, you actually get just like Microsoft Word. So hello everyone, and then I press enter, get a new line. That's what you expect. Go ahead and do it again so you can actually format it. We can do a bulleted list as well. We can have a numbered list or we can have a bulleted list, whichever you prefer. But you'll start to notice that your conversations and your information that you're posting to Microsoft Teams is actually really saving you from creating an email chain that people are replying all to that you're going to have a hard time finding in the future, because you know that you've moved all of your conversations with that group or with that team to Microsoft Teams. So make sure you come out and you check out this, because it's really going to be a top hit when you are a new employee, new to a group, change departments, all of those different things. And plus, at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, it's going to save you emails. And I think we can all agree that our inbox is definitely way too many unread emails. So let's go ahead and start moving some of those conversations to Microsoft Teams. All right, next up, I want to talk to you a little bit about chat. So there's a lot of chat features that everybody's kind of familiar with. You know, you can start typing who you want to chat with. So you have a new chat button up here, and you can easily type in who you want to meet with. So I'm going to go ahead and message Grady. This is just sample users. But what you may not know when you're creating a new chat is that you actually have the ability to name that group. So I can say designers, and then we can actually start adding more people to it. You'll notice that if you do assign it a group name and you only have one person in here, that you're not able to send a message because you have to have at least one more person to start the chat. So you need to have another person. So I'm going to add Alex in as well. That's going to allow me to send that chat out to the designers group. You can then come in and kind of change the name of the group and things like that. But where I find this really useful is like back in the old Skype for Business days, we could start chats and then name them based on what we're going to be chatting about. So then as you get hundreds or 50 or 100 chats in your Microsoft Teams interface, you'll be able to quickly and easily see the ones that you need based on the name. So, you won't see all these meetings with or Adele and Alex or just Alex himself. You'll be able to quickly come out here and find that. And you can also pop these chats out. So if you haven't seen this feature in your Microsoft Teams, go out and check it out. You do have to be in the desktop version of Microsoft Teams to get the pop-out chat. That's another way you can kind of take advantage of multiple chats at the same time. So I can be chatting with them over here. I can go back to our chat with just Adele and Alex, and I can be chatting with them here as well. Very, very similar to the old Skype for Business days, to where you can have multiple chats and windows going on at once. It does get a little confusing when you start getting notifications, because Microsoft Teams is just going to show you the notification down here, and you really won't know which window you're on. That's something that we hope they'll fix in the future, but as for now, this is kind of what we've got. Another really cool feature of chats is the ability to pin them to the top. So I often chat with some people at our organization all day long. We're just continually having a chat. It's, whatever work's being done, whatever questions are being asked that are specific directly to me, whether it's with HR or, marketing, however it works. Those chats I like to keep pinned to the top because they're going to stay there no matter what. So I know that I can quickly and easily see if I've got something in there, and I don't have to worry about it being 5 or 10 different messages from different people filling up my chat thing. I can see the most important people that I need to chat with right here at the top of my chat. So jumping out of chat and into Microsoft Teams, we're going to go ahead and stick with the same theme, that pinning things. So you have the ability to pin channels. So if you're constantly messaging people in the channel or having conversations in the channel, or you need access to those files on a daily basis, you probably want to take advantage of pinning that channel to the top. Same concept, you click on the 3 dots and then you'll get the pin option there. And then your pinned channels are going to show up for you exactly like it does here, but it's going to be the first thing that you see when you come into Teams. It won't be the last team that you had expanded. It won't be whatever the latest notification is. You're really going to be able to quickly get to the work that you need to do or the conversations that you need to happen. One of the big benefits there in pinning these channels is that once you become a member of, 20, 30, 50 teams, then you're going to be able to manage the ones that are most active in your daily life. So if one project is taking more of your time, feel free to pin that to the top. It's really going to provide you a different work experience throughout your day. You also can really take advantage of some of the other cool things that a lot of people don't know about. You can actually drag these and drop them so you can reorganize Microsoft Teams. So all you do is left click on the team and you just drag and drop it. If you have a team that you want hidden, you can also do that. How you kind of see that I have many of these teams hidden. I'll just go ahead and unhide one. And when you click on the ellipsis there, you're going to get the option to show the team. And the same option will be for hide right there at the top if you want to hide it. And then again, if you want to move this team all the way to the top so it's front and center on your screen, it's a great easy way to kind of take advantage of that. The last topic I'm going to cover about Microsoft Teams in this video is making sure how you will plan your channels. We go out to different organizations and it's really funny because I see some things that are working really well and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't think of that. That's awesome. But then I see things like one group had all of their projects as channels. You might be watching this video and you might have that same thing. That's okay. We're not saying you're ruined, but if you have your projects as a channel in your Microsoft team, while that was easy to set up and it was super simple, it doesn't allow you the extensibility that having a project Microsoft team would. So what happens in a year when you need to archive off, 50 channels that were projects? What do you do with those? Well, Microsoft only allows us to either keep a channel or delete that channel. That means that if you delete the channel, yeah, you can move your files around, but your conversations about that project were completely gone. You will lose all of them. It's a really good idea to be thinking when you're trying to create your channels of What will I need to do with this information when this project or this task is done? Because that's likely going to dictate whether you're going to be able to create a channel or you need a whole new Microsoft team for that. It also kind of stretches your capabilities when you set up things like that where you have, 50 different projects in your department and you've created them all as channels. What happens when you need to invite the project management office in, or you need to work with HR on that project? How are you giving them access to the conversations as well as the files? Well, the files are easy because you can just share those from the SharePoint site, but the conversations are a different problem. If you're in HR, for example, and you've got all of the employee personnel conversations and files and stuff like that in your Microsoft team, and you need to invite IT into a project that you have set up as a channel, well, you're not going to be able to do that until Microsoft's shared channels come out, which were just announced in Microsoft Ignite this year. So you're kind of stuck. You pretty much will have to move that information out of your Microsoft team channel into a new team, so that way you can collaborate with IT and not give them access to private personnel information. So be thinking about the architecture. It's not just for technology folks. If you're watching this video and you're just in human resources or communications or finance, be thinking about your team as well, because architecture of your team and how you lay it out and what you're doing with it is really important for the long run. How I like to tell people that I like to lay out my teams is I either pick a topic of conversation or a workload area. That's when I'm going to create a channel for that, because that is something that you should be trying to strive for. I don't like to have a lot of channels in my teams. I like to keep them very general and then let the tabs do the talking at the top. We've got a few requests for people to have more than one post section in the channel. Unfortunately, the only way to do that is to add a Yammer community, and then you would add a Yammer tab at the top up here. But try to lay out your tabs and your channels in a very effective way, much different than what we used to do when we were creating folders on file shares. We don't want to do it thinking of us. We want to think of the people that are going to be using it. Who and how will they best benefit the way we've set up our Microsoft team? Okay, that's it for Teams. I don't want to drove on, but we'll definitely have more videos and deep dive into some of these topics. The next one I want to cover with everyone, because it seems to be kind of a lost topic among a lot of Microsoft Teams users that I come across, is the Files section of Microsoft Teams. This is undoubtedly one of the most powerful sections of Microsoft Teams. All of your files from all of your teams and all of the things that you've been working on are going to show up here, and they're going to be sorted by most recently modified. That right there should explain itself. That's awesome. All the files that you're working on are right there, sorted by what the most recent one was. Perfect. You also have the ability to kind of look through your Microsoft Teams files here as well, so you can kind of see what's going on, what the location is. And then you can also see the things that you've downloaded or any of your cloud storage as well from OneDrive. This is huge. This is really providing you a place to manage all of your cloud files in Office 365 in one place. Another thing that a lot of people miss about the Files section is that sometimes you know who you shared the file with, but you don't actually remember what the file name was. You can go out to your chat if you've shared it in chat, and when you select files, you will see any files that you've been working on with that person. So that's a great another kind of area for files in Microsoft Teams that you should take advantage of. All right, the final thing in this video, and I don't want to drone on too much because we're already at almost 15 minutes, and I know you guys' time is very valuable, especially during a pandemic and you need to get outside. Just social distance. Is search. This is something that is fundamentally broken through anyone that's been using Microsoft SharePoint or Microsoft products in the past. You've often went out and searched for something and did not find anything close to what you were looking for. That is being fixed. Whether your file had metadata added to it, if you're familiar with that, or whether your file was just dragged and dropped to a folder inside a Microsoft team, you can now find that document. So I'm going to just take you out here so we can look at the charity golf, see some files that are out here, and then we're going to search for them. So creating basic web part. So I'm not going to be there anymore. I'm going to go back to files so that we're not directly on it. I'm just going to search basic. Right away, we're going to see that I've got a conversation. So first thing we're going to be brought into is messages. We can then go to people if we'd like, or we can select files. But right away, just because I searched basic, I get 4 different documents that are going to be set up for basic. I can also come out and do web part. And then I can see even more documents. And even though it's not in the actual title of the document, it's still showing up because it's somewhere in that document. That is the key driver for why search deserves a second chance from you. Now Microsoft Office 365 is searching inside of the documents. Any of the text that you have inside of the documents and anything that you search as a result of that is going to come back and it's going to look a lot better. So make sure that you go out and you try search again. Find a document that you know is there first, because if you're new to Teams, you might not have that document available. So make sure you at least know that something is there so you can search for it, but test it out and then start using it. Before you start going out and droving through your 20, 50 teams trying to find where that document is, just give the name of it or something that you know is inside of it a quick search in the search bar, and I promise you will be pleasantly surprised. All right, that's all for today. Thank you everyone for watching. I look forward to making some more of these videos. Like I said, it's still a pandemic. I've not been a big YouTuber or making these videos, but I'm getting bored and I needed something else to occupy my time, so I'm going to spend it with you. Feel free to message me in the comments. I'm going to be very active in there. If you have any questions, any comments, suggestions, or even video ideas, something you want to see, I'm going to be picking some of those videos that I'll record based on the comments as well. Thanks for watching. See you soon.